Oh, you motherfuckers, okay? All right? I'm putting cases on all you bitches, huh? You think you can do this shit, Jake? You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I'm finished with you. SHU program, nigga. 24-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light of... Who the fuck do you think you fucking with? I'm the police. I run shit around here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go and walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me. That's right. That's right shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm winning anyway. I'm winning. I'm winning any motherfucking way. I can't lose. Yeah, you can shoot me. You can't kill me.
I guess that's a defensive wound. Okay, where's the state trooper? Okay, we've got a state trooper pull someone over. We got a shooting. And we got a high-speed pursuit ends here. And this execution type deal, I'd be very surprised if our suspect wasn't from Brainerd. Yeah, I'll tell you what, from his footprints, he looks like a big fella. Ugh. I think I'm gonna barf. No, I'm fine. It's just morning sickness. Let's take a look at the trooper. There's two of them, Lou. Yeah. This guy's smaller than his buddy. For Pete's sake. Well, he's got a gun on his hip there, and he looks like a nice enough guy. It's a real shame. You haven't monkeyed with the car yet, have you? Somebody shut his lights. I guess the little guy sat in there waiting for his buddy to come back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rupert Pupkin. I was born in Clifton, New Jersey, which was not, at that time, a federal offense. Is anyone here from Clifton?
Woo!
Are you really from Clifton?
Yo!
No, at least there's not a lot of you. So we can all relax now. Now, I'd like to begin by saying that my parents were too poor to afford me a childhood. But the fact is, nobody is allowed to really be poor in Clifton. Once you fall below 11,000, you're exiles to Passaic.
Oh my God.
My parents did, in fact, put down the first 2 payments on my childhood. Then they tried to return me to the hospital as defective.
This watch I got here was first purchased by your great-granddaddy. It was during the First World War in a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was bought by Private Doughboy Ernie Coolidge the first day he set sail for Paris. It was your great-granddaddy's war watch, made by the first company to ever make wristwatches. You see, up until then, people just carried around a pocket watch. Your great-granddaddy wore that watch every day he was in the war. Then, when he had done his duty, he went home to your great-grandmother, took the watch off his wrist, and put it in an old coffee can. And in that can it stayed till your grandfather, Dane Coolidge, was called upon by his country to go overseas and fight the Germans once again. This time they called it World War II. Your great-granddaddy gave it up to your granddad for good luck. Unfortunately, Dane's luck wasn't as good as your granddad. Your granddad was a Marine. He was killed with all the other Marines at the Battle of Wake Island. Your granddad was facing death and knew it. None of those boys had any illusions about ever leaving that island alive. So 3 days before the Japanese took the island, your 22-year-old grandfather asked a gunner on an Air Force transport named Winoki a man he had never met before in his life, to deliver it to his infant son, who he had never seen in the flesh. His gold watch, 3 days later, your grandfather was dead. But Winoki kept his word. After the war was over, he paid a visit to your grandmother, delivering to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when he was shot down over Hanoi. He was captured and put in a Vietnamese prison camp. Now he knew he would never see that watch if the Vietnamese confiscated it. The way your daddy looked at it, that watch was your birthright. And he'd be damned if they got their greasy yellow hands on it, on his boy's birthright. So he hid it in the one place he knew he could hide something, his ass. 5 long years he wore this watch up his ass. Then, when he died of dysentery, he gave me the watch, and I hid it with uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 2 more years. Then, after 7 years, I was sent home to my family. And now, little man, I give you
Looked dead, didn't I? Well, I wasn't. Although it wasn't without trying, I can tell you that much. Actually, Bill's last bullet put me in a coma I was to lie in for 5 years, and when I got out, I went on what the movie industry calls a roaring rampage of revenge. I roared, and I rampaged, and I got bloody satisfaction. I've killed up to 33 people by this point. And I've only got one more. The last one. The one I'm going to right now. And when I arrive at my destination, I'm gonna kill Bill.
Means something to who? You had a career, Dad. You had a career before the 3rd comic book movie, before people started to forget who was inside the bird costume. You were doing a play based on a book that was written 60 years ago for 1,000 old white people whose only real concern is going to be where they have their cake and coffee when it's over. No one gives a shit but you. And let's face it, Dad, you're not doing this for the sake of art. You're doing this because you want to feel relevant again. Well, guess what? There is an entire world out there where people fight every single day to be relevant again. Things are happening in a place that you ignore, a place which, by the way, has already forgotten about you. I mean, who the fuck are you? You hate bloggers, you mock Twitter, you don't even have a Facebook page. You're the one who doesn't exist. And you're doing this because you're scared to death, like the rest of us, that you don't matter. And you know what? You're right. You don't. It's not important, okay? You're not important.